Hey guys, this is Adrian7 and I'm bringing you another tutorial video. It's going to be some tips on how to be a better player, really. I'm going to be covering a bunch of things that I see new players doing that they shouldn't be doing, and things they are not doing that they should be doing. So, let's begin here. So, you know this, putting your workers onto your mineral line and making them to start working. But a lot of players don't know this. They start making units and and they just wait till they spawn here and then move them to the minerals. This is 100% easier than this or than that. You just set a rally point. If you don't know what a rally point is, it basically, whenever your unit is made, it goes directly there. So let's set a nice orange rally point from the nexus to the mineral line. So right when the probe is made, it instantly goes to the mineral line. So that's always a good, excellent thing to do, always setting rally points. But another thing that is what I do really run when I start the game is using hotkeys. A lot of new RTS players may not know what hotkeys are, or how to use hotkeys, for example. Well, hotkeys are basically selecting things with your keyboard or making control groups or something. I think that's hotkeys. So basically, a probe is E. Instead of clicking on the probe, I can just press E whenever I select my nexus, saving me a whole, like, a little bit of time. Just like it's in the milliseconds, really. So I can create a control group. This is what I use a lot. I usually use control 1 or 4 for my probes to make them my scout. So I'm going to talk about scouting a little bit afterwards. But every time I press 1, I select that one little probe. That's my scouting probe. But if I double press 1, it goes directly to it. And for my nexus, I always hotkey my nexuses. So I always do control for my nexuses. So whenever I double press 1, I see my scout, and then back to my base instantly, very fast. And something people do not use, especially as Protoss, I see a lot of Protoss players not doing this, is using the Nexus ability Chrono Boost. If you don't press C and then click on your Nexus every time you have 24 or 25 energy or any other building, like, that's a waste. Like, that is a free ability to use, and it's so much better. So I'm just gonna queue up all my probes here, and yeah, so there's hotkeys basically for you. And then let's see our probes right here. I'm gonna talk about scouting in just a moment. So I want to build in a simulator, and I see a lot of Protoss players do this. They just leave their probe there from building, and it's like, hey, this probe can be doing something because probes don't need to be there when it's building. So usually what I do is, okay, I want to build an assimilator, and then I'll shift right click on a mineral node, and I don't have to worry about it. I can just leave, and he's going to be on the minerals. I don't have to worry about anything at all. So you could also do that with buildings like shift buildings and stuff. So I just need more pylons, so I could build 2 pylons holding shift and then right clicking on my mineral line. So he's going to do those 2 pylons, and he's going to come back to the mineral line. Now, talking about scouting. Scouting is very important. The ability to know what your opponent is building and what he's doing is worth more than a huge army, because if he's building all Void Rays and you're building only Zealots, yeah, you've pretty much lost the game. Even though you have more Zealots than him, you're never going to win that game. Not until Zealots fly, of course. So, just building another gateway. But scouting, it's so important. I think people should do it all the time, because you find out what they're doing. If you see there are 2 barracks with reactors, then you know he's probably going to be doing just all Marine Ball, right? Because he has 2 reactors on 2 barracks, so he's only going to be able to make Marines. So the only choice he has to make is Marines. So you're going to have to counter that. So a good way to, kill Marines is using High Templar, but you don't want to tech to High Templar because it's too early in the game. So you're going to want to go with units that just eat up Marines. I think Stalkers do a good job. Stalkers Zealots, it's a good, or Sentries too, if you want to group them out and spread them out. That's always a good choice as well. And I'm behind here. I don't want to be attacked and lose this game here now. So I'm going to keep making Zealots. So yeah, it's priceless. If you see a spaceport with a tech lab, then you might worry about, oh, he could be making Banshees or something, always, like, knowing what your opponent has is like an amazing kind of ability, just scouting there just with a simple probe. Like, hey, He went for 2 refineries pretty early, huh? It seems like he's gonna be going something Vespene gas, probably something that uses Vespene gas, probably like a mech build, or an early mech build, or just a whole bunch of Marauders. Or he's just doing that because he wants 2 refineries. So you just gotta find what he's making and exploit it. Exploit it for all it's worth. If he's just making a ground army, you can control the air. It's not all rock, paper, scissors like that. If he's making a really slow, you know, siege army, then you should go like some stalkers with blink to get around those siege tanks, and just go waltz into his base, or you know, mobility is also a factor. It's not just a rock paper scissors effect in this game. It's not like, oh, this unit counters this and this unit counters this, and oh, this is not good because I don't have enough units and I don't want to botch this tutorial. But no, that's fine. All right, so yeah, that's scouting basically. Wow, I have a whole lot of things to talk about, and I'm only on like the 3rd topic. But yes, scouting, very important. Always do that. But now you've seen me. I've always been going back to my Nexus here. And why do I do that? Because I'm constantly making probes. I've seen lots of players, Terran, Zerg, every kind of player. They only make like, oh, okay, 15 probes, and they never touch their Nexus ever again in that game. And that is just horrible. Like, not like, you know, it's just really bad. Okay. If you don't have those probes just constantly flowing in until everything's fully saturated, then it's a waste. Those minerals aren't being mined, you know? You need to have this fully saturated if you want every single possible mineral as fast as you can, because then you're just going to be behind. So always constantly be making probes. A good way to do this is just making 1 probe at a time. Once that probe finishes, quickly select your Nexus, make another probe. That's what I usually do that a lot. And this goes into my other topic. You see, I have 1,200 minerals and about 500 gas right now. That could buy a ton of units right now. I should be building more gateways. A general rule that I follow. I first saw this on DJ Wheat's podcast on Weapon of Choice. Basically, he had a piece of paper that said, "If you are rich, then you are losing," and I hold that pretty true to heart. So this isn't me playing normally right now, but if I was playing normally, I'd probably have 5 gateways. I'm just constantly pumping out units, because if you're not